That's a count. That's not, I don't know why I clicked that, but I did. So, anyway, this is what I need. All right. So, calculator. Okay, so basically what I have, cover up my math, is I have a drawing of this sword. And here it is. This is the drawing of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it out and I'm going to put it on a grid work, right? Once it's on a grid work, then I can transfer it to um, a piece of foam scaled up. So whatever the grid equals. So if the grid here is 1 millimeter squares, then obviously whatever the size change is, if it's 1 inch squares, then that's what the grid becomes in real life. To scale, this sword is roughly 108 millimeters long, somewhere close to that. By the height, taking the height of this character and then figuring out the difference between her height and the sword's length, that's the number I came up with. So I'm gonna break this down in here first, figure out what the actual scale has got to be, and then I can go out and I can transfer it onto a piece of foam, rough it out, make sure the width is right. That's fireworks. I hear all this stuff going off. And once I know that the width is right, because roughly I scaled it out, just not drawing it, but scaled it out in my head, and the blade width at the top of the blade is almost 5/8 of an inch. That's a pretty thick blade, right? It's basically a cleaver. But it's cool. It's got plenty of weight behind it. It definitely would be a force to be reckoned with. But I want to make it and actually physically hold it, even though it'll be made out of foam, before I continue, to make sure it is exactly like that. So that's kind of roughly what I'm going to do. Just break this down and go from there. Once it's done, then I'll figure out the materials I need to make it out of, because it is very complex. Honestly, the way I drew this out, this design here, right, kind of makes more sense when it's drawn out just in black and white. It almost looks like there is a tiger's mouth, and out of the tiger's mouth kind of thing is like, it's like it's spitting this sword, right? That's kind of what it looks like to me. I don't know if that's supposed to be a tiger or if it's supposed to be a pig or what it actually is. If somebody knows, if you could send me like a message, that'd be cool. I don't know what it's actually, what animal it's supposed to be, because I would like to put more detail on it, but I don't want to change it from the animal that it actually is. I don't think they would make a sword with a pig face on it, right? I think it would be more like a tiger, because it looks like the handle has a claw or two claws in it. I don't know. Just going off of what I see. So, in a nutshell, that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm not out partying. I really could care less about drinking on New Year's. That's not my thing. So, it's whatever, right? I was going to bring the other camera in here and put it down here while I scale this out, but I think that stuff tends to make me a little more timid when I do things like this, because there's some math on here when I do it. I don't like people to see what I'm actually doing. That's my thought process. What's up? What's up, man? Happy New Year. Just scaling this sword out, right? This one here. This is a drawn out version of this one here, which is that one of this sword. So basically I'm going to make this to scale out of foam. Yeah, that sword there. Yep. It should be so hard to zoom in on this thing. But yeah, I was trying to figure out what this face here actually is. I don't, as far as I can tell, it's supposed to be a tiger possibly, or just don't understand what this squirrely thing is. I don't know if that's his tongue or I don't get it. But it looks, I don't know. I don't know how to take it. But that's what I'm working on. I don't care about New Year's. To me, time never ends anyway. Days don't mean anything. Yeah, that's what I see. Here, if you see it in black and white. Oh, hold on. Like in black and white, doesn't it look? It looks like a tiger's mouth, right? Like, I changed it just a touch. Obviously, I didn't draw it quite, but it looks like it's the blades coming out of the tiger's mouth, right? Like, that's what I see. I think it kind of, I rounded the nose a little bit to make it look more like a cat. Not on purpose, but I think it'd be cool if it was like a tiger, right? We're just gonna say it's a tiger. It's better than a pig. I think they would have called it the pork chop sword or something. That's what you've been up to, man. Stick with the tiger. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know that it would actually be that. This handle back here, though, not much trained today, and gonna go for a nice swim tomorrow. Yeah, your New Year's swim. This is gonna be a very unbalanced sword. It's gonna be very blade heavy. Looks like most of this can be just a thick unit. From what it's scaled out to be, the top part of the blade, like right in here, this piece, when you look at the side, looks to be about 5/8 of an inch. Alright, just under 5/8 of an inch. It's pretty thick. That's what I said. It's like a freaking cleaver, dude. It's not a thin sword, but that makes for a very slow taper here, so it's almost more like swinging a giant axe, right? Because that edge is 5/8 of an inch here. It's kind of cool because two hand. I know, but this grip here is not big enough for two hands. I mean, you could swing it with one hand, but you better make sure it hits where it's supposed to. Because you're gonna break your wrist. The hard part's gonna be putting enough material in underneath this handle to hold the weight of the sword. Because it's gonna want to bend right here when you hit something. Yeah, I see that bit. You can make the handle a bit bigger. Yeah, I think this grip is gonna have to increase out here a little bit. Maybe even lengthen. But it's cool looking, dude. Like, that thing hanging on the wall would be pretty wild, right? I don't know how I want to do the this gold and black. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So I'm gonna do one in foam, roughly, and then I'll definitely have the thickness of the blade um, figured out. And then from there I can take the foam, almost break it down into the pieces and components that I want to make, and then build it up in real material from steel and whatever else I want to. I don't know if I kind of want to use like maybe rosewood or something here. I don't know. It's a light color. But it should be pretty wicked. I want to cut it as a full blank all the way from the end here all the way to the other end, because hidden in that handle I want it to have metal underneath all of this. Puts more weight back in the back and it wouldn't be so heavy out here, so it'd be more balanced. So the balance would be better, whatever you want to say. But yeah. So I got like all three of the things done on that game I was playing. The fourth one I'll start soon. Maybe tomorrow or something. I don't know. I don't have a ruler, unfortunately. Right? That's the one thing I don't own is a ruler. And I even asked my daughter, I'm like, do you have a ruler? She's like, no. So I might have to go grab my carpenter's square, bring that in here. It's a little rusty. I didn't want to get the paper all dirty. Makes it hard to transfer the grid work. You can build over the metal in the handle. Yeah, yep. Yeah, to give me a spot. Yeah, it's just gonna go over top of it. It's totally a cat face. That's what I thought too, right? That's what it's supposed to be. Just the nose is sharp. Because if it's rounded, like this, on here, then the cat actually kind of comes out, right? You can see there it looks more like a tiger when you take all the color away. And not like a pig kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it is a cat. I just don't understand what the extra squiggly in its mouth is. So, the squiggles are his nostril, eye, and ear. No, this squiggle. So, like what I mean is, so when I zoom in here, right, like this right here, is this his tongue? Right? Like, this is what confuses me, because if it was cut right here, and this wasn't here, it would look different. I know that this is his nostril, this is his eye, and there's the back end of his ear. But I don't know what this is. Why that's there. I'm confused. Could be a small paw reaching out. I don't know. Like, I thought these kind of looked like claws back here, right? Like claws and like it's tearing into flesh kind of thing, right? Like that looks kind of cool. Like I'm excited to figure out how I want to get this red to come through. This from here down is going to be the most work, intricate work. The tuft of hair under his chin. The tuft of hair under his chin. I guess. Fang. Open mouth with a gang at the top. Like he's snarling. Okay. Now it's called the filet. The filet sword. Right? It's the catfisher killer. Filet sword, cat, tiger. Maybe we ate trying to see a face that's not there. I googled swords of Genshin. Yeah, if you type in fillet, that's what it is. Oh, I didn't do a Wikipedia on it and see like 'cause I think this one's not really covered. You got me looking this stuff up. You don't have to waste your time looking it up. I was just kind of like scaling it out. There's so many pixels in this picture. Yeah, and I could probably sell the foam version to someone and then sell the metal one to someone else. Here you go, here's a foam one. Don't swing it too hard. It will break. Did you go for your swim? There's 25 millimeter, 25.4 millimeter in every inch. So basically, if I do this in millimeters, the conversion will be a lot easier since the measurement I did in metric. Because I figured out what her height is. She's a little thing. She's just under 5'3". Right. She's probably taller than Scorch. I'm kidding. It's like, no, I'm almost 6 foot. Yeah. You ain't making no other man rich. I seen this chick when I was out. I went to the store to get a new card for my thing, and I saw this blonde woman walk out of the freaking store, and she was a good 6 inches taller than me, and I was like, I don't, I don't know, I don't know. That's a different, that's a whole different mentality there. I ain't scared. It's just a little awkward, but this is what I do. Tomorrow's the swim, the great swim, right? So I'm gonna draw these lines across this one here. That way I can get, I really need a long straight edge. I'm trying to think, I do have a straight edge. Let me grab it real quick. Yes, it is. It's a plunge. Is it a plunge or actual distance? Yeah, how long are you gonna stay in that freezing water, dude? Like, it seems a little crazy, doesn't it? Welcome, viewers. This is the fillet sword. Fillet, whatever. So, this is the one I'll be putting into scale. Here's just kind of like the rendering of it. Right, it's like this. So, it's roughly where we're at. Just gonna float in pain. We're gonna stay in the water as long as aiming for 2 minutes. You're freaking nuts, dude. Yeah, and then when you get home, then you can get a crowbar and try and get your balls out of your body because them suckers are gonna be hiding after you get in that cold water. They ain't coming back out. It's gonna be another week till they drop again. Oh, get back in and fuck that. Trying to get frostbite on New Year's Day. Heat up the crowbar. Yeah, I haven't had that problem yet. Dude, that shit's cold. That's so cold. Ugh. You better hope something don't explode when you get in the water like that. It might. I hope you don't plan on having kids. Because if you planned on having kids, you might just damage everything that would have gave you kids, right? So much for all that. Here we go. This is a straight edge. I'll bring the caliper in too. So for what I have drawn here is 265 mil. So basically I take the 108 millimeter, or 108 centimeter, sorry, and that'll give me the answer. That's a long sword though, dude. Check that out. Like 100 and freaking 8 millimeter, right? 108. It's like that freaking long. Hold on. Where is that? Right? How do I get a scale on that? Like, let me stand back here. Like, that's pretty long, right? That's a long damn sword. Right? That's like half of my bed. No, it's more than half of my bed. It'll be, yeah, that's a lot of metal, especially 5/8. It's gonna be a lot of grinding to put that edge in there. And I don't have a belt sander to put that edge on there. So I have to do it by hand with a flap wheel. I'll get it. It just takes a little more time. And actually it'll come off faster with a flap wheel than it would a belt sander. And then I'll just perfect the edge after. Um, hand warmer packs. Yeah. Honestly, those hand warmer packs, they work pretty good until you go fishing with them. If they get wet, they don't do shit. Um, we were out fishing in like 20-degree freaking weather, and those things don't keep up. I'd rather chew. Gotta be dry 15 minutes till your New Year. Till my New Year. Really? Is it that late already? No. Oh. Wouldn't that be cool to like travel around the world in one day and experience 24 New Years? That'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it? That'd be a very busy day. 45 minutes into 2020, into 2021. Oh yeah, that's right. See, everybody has a new year, so technically every hour today, somewhere in the world has been going through a new year. It's insane to think that way. It's a lot of freaking New Year's, dude. I can say it's a better year already. I'm a lagger. Got a couple, yeah. I'm not gonna like drawing the grid pattern the other way, but it's gonna have to happen. Curious to see how long it takes to replicate one of these things. If I had a CAD program and a CNC, I could make this process a crap ton faster. I could take this PNG file and I could convert it, and I'd be done in a week. A week of sword. That'd be nuts. Right? List a new sword every week. So we'll keep going across it. As we continue on, we'll keep laying this out. This will help me draw it exactly where all the details are. I'm curious to see how big that handle is in real life around. Maybe snooze a little bit. Yep, now the other way. See, to do this correctly, you cannot move the tape measure at all. It has to stay. You have to do every single dash the whole way down it. If you move it, then you'll throw it off. So I have to put a little dimple in each one of them. Good thing you've got big hands. Yeah, but it might be easier if a woman had it, because her small hands might actually fit inside that handle, because that grip, I think me and Scorch agree that it needs to be lengthened, because that's a two-handed sword, easily, with the weight that it's going to be. It's not like, I don't think any swords are that thick. What's the average thickness of a sword? What do you want? Someone might beat me making this sword before I do it, but I don't care. It's true. A chick should definitely get it. You're trying to sell it to someone else, or she's trying to get her foot in the door on that one, right? Like, this curl is driving me freaking nuts. It's got to go away. I don't know what it's doing, but it's got to like disappear. That's better. That's freaking weird, dude. Do you know why? Mm-hmm. A lot of these things I've had to do in my lifetime. Things like this. I see something, I want it. I'll draw it out and I'll make it myself. All I need is a picture of it. Sometimes I don't have a picture and I have to pull it out of my head to make it just from what I saw just for a moment in time. But it's very easy. Just takes some time. I am definitely a photographic memory person. If I see something once, I don't really forget it. That image is always there. That's amazing talent, very artistic. I'm missing the link from brain to pen. That's just your arm. Everyone's artistic. Just because you draw something and you don't think it looks right doesn't mean other people don't think it looks good. That's the biggest thing. That's what makes an artist an artist. It's your rendition of that thing. It doesn't matter if it's right. It could be a little screwy. The lines could always be curved a little bit, but it's the way it comes from your person. So, right? Sometimes drawing something for the first time comes out just the way it should be. And if you erase it all, no one ever gets to see that. I was never able to draw. So you've never drawn. You can draw. I'm sure you can draw. Everyone can draw. There's no right or wrong way of drawing, right? You may not be happy with it, like I said, but someone probably would appreciate it, regardless of how it turns out. Maybe it's abstract. Maybe it's something, but it's still drawing. This is gonna be fun. So we'll go through these now and drop all these lines and make it even weirder looking. What a like a square or something, but my dad can draw building plans and they look amazing. I cannot. Yeah. Well, it's like drafting, right? Anyone can draft. You have tools they give you. So you can draw straight lines. You can draw curved lines perfectly. You don't have to rely free-handed. Some people have the skill where they don't need that, but you technically cannot use someone's freehand for a blueprint because it's not going to be correct. So it's not accurate. It has to be done with those tools. Everyone can draft if you try. I think everyone when I was in school had to take a drafting course. I remember the smell of the eraser dust bag they had and the pencils and the different tools and everything, and it was awesome. It was a great thing to learn in school. You're skilled. A grown-ass woman should be able to draw more than a stick figure. Yeah. Sit down and draw something tomorrow, right? Whatever. Eventually I want to take it's definitely your element. Thank you. I quit drawing years ago. Like, I used to draw everything, but I just stopped. I'll get something in my head and just build it until it's what I want. It's hard to show people what your plan is without a drawing. Yeah, but you have it here. As long as you have it in your head, then you can make it. It's kind of like it's maddening to me because I can't make it look like what's in my head. But if you can get it out of your head, right, and you can put it on a piece of paper, then you can describe it to someone, and then they can reinterpret it, and they'll see probably what you're seeing, right? Sometimes when I draw stuff out for customers and they want to build something, I do really quick, fast sketches right there on the spot and just like put this thing here, right? And it looks like a little kid drew it because I don't care. I'm just trying to get the idea across and figure out what they actually want. But then when I make it, this little box with windows in it is not a box anymore. It's a full cabinet with doors on it and everything. But I just want to get a rough idea. And they build it in their head, right? They see it. I know it's maddening. Some of the best artists cannot look at their own work. Remember that. Scorch, want to go to a remedial art class. Right? Some of the best artists hate their work because they can't put it down, but everybody else loves it. That's why they sell it. You don't have to keep it, right? Draw it. You don't like it. Sell it. Get rid of it. Let somebody else enjoy it. Somebody will appreciate it. Oh yeah. Little freaking tiny squares. Couldn't find a graph paper, unfortunately. That's not a thing. Every realm. Yep. Waited painfully. Your replacement. I was so going to say touche. Hold on, what? I missed something because I was. Yeah, I guess anyone could potentially learn. I'm talking Jumbo Crown level. That would be my art style. I'll try not to eat the crayons. But sadly, damn it, you beat. The crowns are the best flavor. Ugh. Start counting down limits. What? When? Where? Oh, Happy New Year. I think it's already hit 12. Let's make some change this year. No more excuses. That means COVID-19 is done. Yes. Oh my gosh, to draw these squares perfect all the way down the thing is a pain in the butt. Remember the time when you wanted more.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, baby. It's my daughter. We had a little talk today because the teenager came out in her. We all get to that point. Remember the point when you were a kid and you would snap at your parents because you thought your parents were wrong because your hormones were just out of whack? You didn't understand that your hormones were out of whack. You thought you were right. The problem is, sometimes you and your parents can become stubborn and don't actually sit there and have a long conversation and understand each other I refuse not to sit there. I don't run when it's time to talk. Will I talk aggressively? Will I talk assertively? Yes. And I tend to talk over people. I have a very bad habit of that. Um, but I do listen. Sometimes people don't understand that. Um, it's a thing. It's kind of neat though watching kids grow up because you're like, man, I was there once. I totally understand what that feels like. And I totally know how I felt when I was in that position. I never talk over people. Yeah, Scorch. Now you don't, I would say. You definitely don't. Like, that's the one nice thing. It's hard not to talk over people sometimes, right? Some people, you give them the common courtesy and want to hear them talk, but they'll just talk right over you. But what I wouldn't give to hear you two debate. Oh Lord. You know what he wants to debate about? What Scorch and I always get on this one? He's like the free will, right? Free will. Halfway. Only certain people are qualified to take it to the level it needs to be. There should never be a limitation. One day it will happen, but let's see. I have to let me back into his Discord. Yeah, there'll be time for that. A lot of things need to be put in place before I expose myself like that again. Because unfortunately, there were some people that took advantage of it for their own greedy reasons. And figure it out. I better get a front row seat. You can moderate. Yeah, you can moderate. Let her front row seat. Well, didn't you have to? Can you? So you can stream from Xbox, right? I think you can stream from Xbox or whatever. Or what do you get on Discord with, Scorch? You get on there with your phone, don't you? I think sometimes he has from PlayStation. That's what you get on? Oh, okay. Do I get a taser? What? Why are you gonna tase people? Who's getting tased? You are more than welcome to tase Scorch when he gets out of that water tomorrow. I don't want to jump back in the water. Right? That'd be terrible. Absolutely terrible. Freezing cold and then shocked. every time I go to one line here, I have to straighten my straight edge to lay it out. That one turned out crooked. Something happened there. I can see a fall in it. But we'll refine it. Oh my gosh. 6 left. Two different things. Doing it and sitting there waiting for it to happen are two different things. Okay. Is it making you better? That's the question. Good thing I'm a nurse and a waveformer. We ate. Bring a friend. Hopefully he can save my life if needed. Well, that's with the taser. I wonder if you can taser someone, right? If they're in the water. No, it shouldn't. The taser just jump across the thing. Wow, that looks crazy now. So it's like that is basically the grid work, right? So now that it's laid out there, it makes it really difficult to see the detail of the sword. But I wish this thing would not float. Oh, jeez. How many squares is that? I wanted the taser for the debate. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Right? You could ask us both questions, and whoever gets it wrong, if you had a button on your side where you could hit it through the computer and it would zap him or zap me or whatever when you get it wrong, that would be freaking hilarious. Oh, I don't know if I'd want that though. I feel like somebody would. Yeah, that would be freaking crazy. If you're smart, you disable it. B. Defibrillator. Just say ow. Yeah, just ow. It's more funny though if you're getting cracked. I don't know. Or would Twitch consider that self-harm? Let me count it one more time to make sure I didn't miscount it. Because that could 53. 53. Okay. So, if I have 108 centimeter divided by 53. Wait, did I do that right? No, didn't do it right. Duh, I know it goes in 2 times. It's 108, it's the other way around. Duh, 108 times. No, I'm doing it wrong. What am I doing? 108 centimeter, which is actually 1,080 divided by 53 equals 20. So each one of these is 20.377. Right, 377. So I only have. It'll happen one day. Maybe I'll make a Discord for it. Yeah. 2001 debate goals. I only have one rule. What's the one rule? So if I have, let's take this extra off. 20.37 times 3 equals. If I made it 20 and a half. Made it 20 and a half times 53. How much does it grow? Where's my sheet from yesterday? That's pretty close. Actually, I'm going to leave it at that. We'll make it 20 and a half. That makes it easier. $20 and a half mil each. So that means that this dimension is 125. What is that in inches? 5 inches. Oh, need a 5-inch wide. Not quite 5-inch wide. At least 4 inches wide. Piece of 5/8 steel. No logical fallacies. No logical fallacies. Logical flaws. I don't understand. What do you mean no logical? Fallacies. So, if all these are 20 and a half mil, and there's 53, roughly, I can fit the blade in a 100 millimeter wide piece of steel, but the whole piece itself is, it's 5 inches. Is that right? That's a big freaking thing, dude. How big is that handle then? It means the handle opening there is almost 100. Oh, that's only the width of my hand. Where am I? 5 inches. That tiger head is this freaking big, dude. Like, here's my hand, right? And the tiger head is that tall. That's a big piece of wood, or whatever you make it out of. It's almost as big as my hand. Roughly 4 inches. That's a, yeah. A tiger's head's only about an inch wider than my fist. You're using metric. Yes, because her height was in metric. So it's easiest way to convert it also because it's in tens. It's also more accurate conversion. If I start mixing around 12s, then we'll have problems. I could have done it in English too, but sometimes that just makes it more difficult. Most of the time I'll pull everything down to metric if I need to. Still, where's that stand? 108 millimeter to me from the tip. If I was standing up beside it. Whew. That's like right here, man. That's like extend your reach. Freaking almost 7-foot reach. Metric is superior. Jesus. See, we're already starting the debates. Yeah, definitely. What's up, viewer? How's it going? Welcome. So here's the thing. This is gonna be cool. I'd like to make that. I don't know. If that red was like a rubber, it would definitely increase the grip factor of it. But I don't think I'll make it out of rubber. Piece of red leather would be cool. Yep, me too. I need to use restroom. I'll be right back also. Oh. I'll mute it though. We're not gonna listen. No one will outwork me. No one ever has. Okey doke. I think that's going to be pretty wild. The hardest problem with laying out 20.5 millimeter is going to be making sure that it stays accurate as it follows on down, because after I go the whole length of it, basically that's 25 millimeter accumulated over the whole length. So I have to check it from the beginning to the end to make sure it stays correct. Otherwise I could be short by an inch roughly, or longer, or by 25 millimeter if you're keeping it metric. So pretty much every time I quadruple that half, so every 4 spaces, I have to verify that it is definitely, what would be making it 82 millimeter. So every 82 millimeter, I have to verify that it is exactly that 82. Otherwise, my point's off. So then the next one has to be verified that it's exactly 164, right? And that way I know at the end I have my halves. Because, yeah, if I was off by an inch anywhere, it would look freaking wonky. But that literally helps me lay out everything. I can then lay out the pattern that is on the sword. And even as fine a detail as down to why doesn't it focus? The pattern of the head that most of us think is a tiger, or maybe it's a hippopotamus, but that grid shows me where that pattern needs to go. So that's kind of how you can do something like this. I'm sure it's elementary really. I'm sure a lot of people have already done this, but I figured I'd show it in case maybe you want to make one yourself. I think Fate's gonna make 3 of them. She'll be selling them on Amazon. Hmm. Shh. I'm pretty sure at that point then, you might run into legal matters, right? That might be a thing. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That's gonna make it so easy. I kind of want to go out and lay it out on the foam. I'm half tempted to, but I might save that for the morning. So over that length. I wonder how many times I'm gonna have to make that tiger head to make it look correct, right? How many times is that thing gonna change before it actually looks like it's supposed to? Third or fourth try. I'm gonna try it in just a piece of maple, I think, first. Some cheap scrap wood. If I get it laid out there, then I can use that as a template. And I can go over top of the wood. I can use a router and cut it out again. Just use a flush bit. Task of the New Year's Day. Yep. Well, first task of the New Year's Day will be making coffee. That'll be the first task of the day. That's a nice thing about having a metal computer case, because you can stick it right there. Almost half tempted to put like a little clipboard thing on the outside of the computer case and just put my projects and my ideas hanging off of it. Do something with it. I need to finish that up too. So at some point I'll need to pull the computer out of there and take the computer case out and finish the rest of it. If I can find my doing fireworks every hour on the hour since 7 p.m. kind of funny. Every hour on the hour? They must have a lot of fireworks. Or maybe it took them an hour each time. Ooh. Their head's gonna be hurting. New Year's of last year, I rigged up, it was like 108 mortars, right? My head hurt after that. That's a lot. That's a lot of mortars going off. But all the neighbors enjoyed it. I just like connecting them. Yep. The mortar tubes are normally plastic or they're a cardboard. And every year you have to go back and check and see whether or not you can reuse them. They make fiberglass ones. They're a little outrageous. I just verify them with one of the mortars I go through, and I put a mortar in it and check to make sure it's not going to get snagged. Don't mind, I can see them out my window. Oh. Here we're kind of like in a valley, it's pretty loud. Yep. Should be pretty wild. That'll be good, because I'll do the 2-camera view. Put some tunes in and just layer out. It'll be great, great. Tony the Tiger. Yep. So what? Roughly 9 hours from now, or so. That's when I'll do it. Roughly. Alright. That's enough for me tonight. I've been on here most of the day, let me think. Scorch just jumped back. Somebody jumped in. What's up, viewer? Two? What's two? Yep. A lot of stuff to get done tomorrow. Y'all take care. No problem, man. No problem. Do you have anything else you wanted to say tonight? Before I jump off? Oh yeah. Yeah, good luck. Stay safe. Don't get hypothermia. Yeah, man, you too. Enjoy it. Have fun. Stay safe. Bye.